McDonald's, your stock is down because your food quality is garbage and the prices are astronomical. Nobody can afford to pay for garbage.
McDonald's, you come sit your trifling behind down. Who told y'all was that good to be charging that much for y'all food? Y'all supposed to be good for the price.
A McDonald's customer has been left totally shocked after witnessing a manager use a heat lamp designed for food to dry a mop head.
As 3 rats were caught on camera in the restaurant located inside the Walmart Supercenter. An Action News insider shared this.
Start date is today, the 22nd. 49 cases, the CDC says so far. 10 hospitalizations, 1 death across 10 different states. It notes this is a fast-moving outbreak investigation. We've reached out to McDonald's for more comment on this.
None of what you just saw is a rumor from somebody's comment section. It's a federal contamination report, a Department of Labor investigation, a class action complaint sitting in a courtroom right now. And through all of it, McDonald's is still chasing 50,000 locations by 2028.
This has shocked even me, and I am not easily shocked when it comes to bad workplace behavior. The BBC has done a huge investigation into sexual harassment and sexual assault allegations at McDonald's restaurants in the UK, and the stories are just awful. I'm going to show a screenshot in a minute that's going to detail some of those stories, so before I share those, just be aware that they're bad, so skip on past if this isn't for you. And the other thing to note is that they have spoken to over 100 people about their experiences, and these aren't experiences of the public mistreating employees. This is managers mistreating employees. This is other employees mistreating employees. We're talking about racial abuse. We're talking about sexually explicit images being sent. We're talking about managers suggesting that people trade sexual favors for things. This is horrific. Keep in mind who this is actually happening to. McDonald's says that the average age of their hourly paid employees is 20. And these young people are getting paid just at minimum or living wage. This is low-paid young people who are going through some of the most horrific stories I have seen as someone who sees these stories every day. Even since this investigation was published, more and more people are coming forward saying that this has happened to them. 200 people contacted a hotline after the story was published, talking about their own experiences. So what you have is a nationwide, from the looks of the investigation, sexual abuse and sexual assault culture.
75 harassment complaints in 12 months, 29 people fired, and that's just what the company admitted to Parliament. The workers in that investigation were old enough to complain. The next ones weren't.
A McDonald's customer has been left totally shocked after witnessing a manager use a heat lamp designed for food to dry a mop head. Aussies were quick to express their disgust at the move, with one calling it the most brainless thing I've seen this year.
Feelings of disgust and concern. A disturbing discovery inside this Dinuba McDonald's as 3 rats were caught on camera in the restaurant located inside the Walmart Supercenter. An Action News insider shared this video from the fast food chain on Albany and Alta, showing the rodents crawling across the restaurant, worrying Walmart customers.
The produce and their little snack thingy is right there. If they're there, then they gotta be everywhere else.
Tulare County's Environmental Health Division says it received reports of the rats on Saturday.
On Friday, the Alameda County Health Department shut down this McDonald's at 1330 Jackson Street.
Right now, one of the most popular spots to grab fast food in downtown Indy area is shut down to a pest problem. RTV6's Derek Thomas is working for you to find out exactly what's going on at the McDonald's at 16th and Meridian Streets. And Derek, what have you found out?
Erica, to be specific, the pest problem is fruit flies and house flies. The restaurant is closed until further notice. The Marion County Health Department received a complaint yesterday.
Everything you just saw is neglect. Nobody planned it. Nobody meant for a customer to see it. What happened next in Massachusetts wasn't neglect. It was on purpose.
The owners of a Southbridge McDonald's are taking action tonight. One of their employees went viral and the Board of Health took notice. Boston 25 News reporter Daniel Coates shows us why.
A video gone viral. This McDonald's employee appearing to put fries in their mouth and right into a box that's served to customers in Southbridge, with co-workers laughing on.
You want French fries today, right?
Oh, that's all over Facebook.
That's disgusting. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And it's not sanitary.
Police say this one was personal. The fries went to an ex, not a random customer. But the company's food safety record doesn't need a personal grudge to fail. Sometimes it fails on its own, at scale.
Colorado man has filed the first lawsuit against McDonald's in connection with an E. coli outbreak. The lawsuit accuses McDonald's of product liability, negligence, and breach of implied warranties. The man's attorney says he tested positive for E. coli after a few days of pain and is still recovering. The outbreak has led to at least 49 illnesses across 10 states and 1 death. But the chain's U.S. president said that Wednesday that it's safe to eat at McDonald's. The outbreaks have not been reported in any of our local states.
McDonald's is facing its first lawsuit stemming from the E. coli outbreak linked to its Quarter Pounders. The lawsuit was filed in Colorado, which is one of 10 states where the popular burgers have been taken off the menu temporarily. Sliced onions and Quarter Pounders have been identified as the possible culprit. Taylor Farms of California also recalling its onions, though it remains unclear if the company directly supplied the onions in question. Taylor Farms is known to be a supplier to the fast food chain.
McDonald's says the sliced raw onions topping its Quarter Pounder burgers could be the culprit behind the E. coli outbreak. The onions, sourced from a single facility, are being scrutinized along with the Quarter Pounder beef patties. But a McDonald's spokesperson adds the beef comes from multiple suppliers and is cooked well above the 160-degree temperature that kills the E. coli bacteria, noting there would have to be preparation failures at several restaurants. McDonald's stock was down more than 5% today with the news. For now, 20% of restaurants nationwide have temporarily stopped serving Quarter Pounders.
Other beef products at McDonald's, including the cheeseburger, hamburger, Big Mac, McDouble, and the double cheeseburger, are not impacted.
The CDC says 49 cases were found in 10 states. 26 of the cases were in Colorado and 1 death. 10 people have been hospitalized, including a child.
Now, the CDC says cases may go up because of the time that it takes for people to get sick and then be diagnosed. We also know the first lawsuit was filed today.
That's the count as of that broadcast. By the time investigators finished, it had already grown.
At least 75 people have been sickened, and the number of people hospitalized has more than doubled in the deadly E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's. That's after the CDC reported an additional 26 cases today. 22 people have now been hospitalized, and the outbreak has widened to include 3 new states: Michigan, New Mexico, and Washington state. Rachel Herlihy is the state epidemiologist in Colorado, where the most people were sickened.
Be on the lookout for symptoms, and if you develop symptoms, to reach out to your healthcare provider.
McDonald's announced late today they will stop sourcing onions from Taylor Farms' Colorado facility indefinitely. The fast food chain previously announced they stopped serving Quarter Pounders at 20% of their nearly 14,000 U.S. locations. Taylor Farms, a supplier to McDonald's, has also voluntarily recalled some of its yellow onions. The company told CBS News, "Our priority remains the health and safety of our consumers. We continue to work with CDC and FDA." Bill Marler represents 2 people who say they were hospitalized with E. coli poisoning after recently eating at McDonald's.
I do expect this outbreak to grow. I would expect the numbers to continue to go up as public health reports more illnesses across the country.
McDonald's issued a new statement tonight saying slivered onions from Taylor Farms were distributed to approximately 900 of their restaurants, with a select number of those being in transportation hubs like airports, which could account for illnesses in additional states.
take a look at shares of McDonald's. That stock moving lower by 8.5%. This is on an alert from the CDC that there is an E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's quarter pounders. The investigation start date is today, the 22nd. 49 cases, the CDC says so far. 10 hospitalizations, 1 death across 10 different states. It notes this is a fast-moving outbreak investigation. We've reached out to McDonald's for more comment on this, but once again, the CDC alerting here there is an E. coli outbreak linked to McDonald's quarter pounders, and that stock lower by 9.5% now. On this news, we'll bring you any updates as we get it. Back over to you.
An outbreak like that is something that happens to a company. A bad supplier, caught and recalled within weeks. Short-staffing a schedule isn't something that happens to a company. It's a decision. And in at least one Illinois location, the people filling that schedule weren't old enough to legally work the shift. Lockport, Illinois. March 2026, the Illinois Attorney General sued a McDonald's franchisee. The state's own labor investigation found more than 550 child labor violations in 7 months. Of about 36 employees at that one location, 26 were 14 and 15 years old. Only 6 of them had a work permit. Some worked shifts up to 17 hours long on school nights. One worked until 1:30 in the morning. The state is demanding $2.1 million in damages. It hasn't been paid. This wasn't the only location. Louisville, Kentucky, over 300 children found working at a franchisee, including 2 10-year-olds. 13 restaurants around Pittsburgh, 12 more in North Carolina. A scheduling decision like that is hard to put an exact price on. Some of the company's other decisions have an exact price tag attached, $900 million to be specific.
The McDonald's ice cream machines are always broken, and guess what? The company who makes those machines just lost big time in court. The machines are famous for breaking down, and they're made by Taylor Company, and usually only Taylor Company technicians know how to fix them. A new company by the name of Kite created a new device to help McDonald's franchise owners fix their machines. Taylor Company got pissed and went out into the marketplace and sneakily bought Kite's devices. Taylor Company even told McDonald's franchise owners that the Kite's device was dangerous and to not use it. Kite ended up suing. Thankfully, a judge ruled that the Taylor Company must return all the Kite devices that they bought, and they cannot copy or use anything that they learned from the Kite device. So maybe the Taylor Company wants the ice cream machines to keep breaking down so they themselves can fix them so they can keep making money.
One correction on that. No judge ordered Taylor to hand back the devices. Court records show the opposite. Kitch asked for that exact order and got turned down. The $900 million lawsuit is real. The claim that it's already been won is just something that got repeated online. If a company will spend years in court fighting to keep a soft-serve machine broken, a sandwich that isn't what it says on the menu suddenly looks less like an isolated complaint.
If you order a McRib from McDonald's, do you expect there to be rib meat in it? I would. McDonald's is currently being sued for this right now in a federal class action lawsuit. The plaintiffs allege that McDonald's has misleaded consumers because the McRib doesn't contain any rib. The lawsuit was filed in the Northern District of Illinois. The plaintiffs allege that a reasonable consumer would expect that a McRib sandwich from McDonald's would contain rib meat in it. The plaintiffs allege that the sandwich is actually made using lower grade pork meat like pork shoulder, heart, and scalded stomach. Yum. According to McDonald's website, the McRib consists of seasoned boneless pork dipped in a tangy barbecue sauce topped with slivered onions and tangy pickles, all served on a toasted home-style bun. The lawsuit specifically mentions 16 other claims where McDonald's has been sued for similar misleading tactics before. In a statement issued by McDonald's, they deny the allegations. They say the facts are being distorted and food safety is 100% the most important thing to McDonald's. They say the McRib is made with 100% pork sourced from farmers and suppliers across the U.S. I'm sure a defense lawyer probably wrote this because there's pending litigation, and they are very specific with the wording. Look at the wording on this. It doesn't say the McRib contains rib. This lawsuit is false. It says the McRib contains 100% pork. Technically, 100% pork could be heart, shoulder, and scalded stomach. That's still pork. There's no rib. I just want to point that out as that flagged me right away. You have to be so careful when you're reading the words of the statements. They say it's made with 100% pork. That doesn't mean it's rib. The plaintiffs are seeking class certification for anyone that has purchased a McRib from McDonald's within the last 4 years. The lawsuit is seeking damages for the entire class, including the potential for injunctive relief. Like, are they going to try to make McDonald's rename the McRib sandwich or put rib meat in it? If I was McDonald's lawyer, I would be like, let's put a little rib meat in it. Solves the problem. You can still call it the McRib and it's no longer misleading. That's my easy fix. Comment to let me know what you think.
A class action lawsuit takes a law firm, a judge, years of discovery. Getting overcharged 42 cents doesn't take any of that, just a receipt and a calculator.
So let me just show you my receipt and explain it. Okay, I wanted 3 chicken McGriddles,
And so you see their price of a regular chicken McGriddle is $2.29, okay? Well, I asked for 3, and so they have a deal for 2 for $5, which in some cases is actually a deal because some of them are $3+ Well, for the chicken McGriddle, it's $2.29, and then they're charging you more to get that said deal. But anyways, I was like, do you realize that you're charging more for these? They're actually $2.29 and you're charging me $2.50 for them. And she was like, the system just does that. And I'm like, well, can you override the system and actually give me my, like, not make me pay an extra 42 cents for these sandwiches? I'm like, McDonald's is doing this. If they're doing this to everybody, then 42 cents adds up. You're telling me that if I were to order 16 of them, then I'm paying 16 times 42 cents extra, and that's not right. So McDonald's, please explain yourself.
McDonald's app is literally scamming us. I placed an order on the app a couple of days ago, and when I got to my location, it said it was the wrong location. It was another one in my city, and I was like, okay, I know for a fact that I chose the one closest to me because the app defaults to that, but I guess I messed it up. I just thought, okay, I messed it up, I don't know what I did. No. Today, I just placed an order in the McDonald's app. I selected my location. I know because I went and I selected the one that's a little bit further from me. I didn't select the one right next to my house. Tell me why I live in Florida and it placed my order for a McDonald's in Virginia. 13 hours from me, and I cannot cancel the order. And I also cannot place another order for my McDonald's. I'm fine. I'll give them double the money. That's fine. I'm so beyond frustrated. I even clicked on the get directions because I was like, maybe there's an East Washington Street in my city that I've lived in for 10 years and I just don't know. And this is where it took me. Like, you have actually got to be kidding me. I'm so freaking annoyed. And the unfortunate thing is that the McDonald's app, their deals are so good, but they have to treat us like garbage. Like, this is so frustrating, and I'm going to Chick-fil-A.
42 cents on one order isn't a scandal by itself. Multiply that by how many times a day that exact deal gets rung up across the country, and it stops looking like a glitch. It starts looking like the same math behind why the whole menu got 40% more expensive since 2019.
The quarter pounder with cheese meal used to cost around $5.39. Today, it's about $11.99. That is 122% inflation, or as I like to call it, McFlation. You can use that, McDonald's, but it makes you look bad. So just know that going into it. So nowadays, you're paying restaurant money to eat in your car. So it is convenient, but it's not cheap. And I know this firsthand. It's not just a McDonald's issue. If you go to any fast food place, you'll be shocked that a meal now costs $12, $13, $14, $15.
A man ordered McDonald's medium fries and instantly felt scammed. And that's because the new medium fries no longer come in the signature red cardboard box. This change quietly rolled out across some US locations. Some customers felt tricked and angry. Many people started comparing the old packs and new packs, and it became clear that the box shrank over time, which people called it shrinkflation. They believe this is just another sneaky way to cut costs without raising prices. McDonald's had to respond to the backlash, claiming it's just a regional test. For customers, it still feels like paying more for less.
McDonald's versus Walmart hash browns. McDonald's, $3.87.
$3.87 for one single hash brown? Yeah, society is cooked. Back in my day, I think it was $1.50.
Apparently, McDonald's gives you the same amount of fries no matter what size you order. So naturally, I bought all 3 to test this. Let's start with taking the small fry and putting it into the medium. There's no way this is real. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of losing my mind right now because small into medium looks about the same amount as the medium would have been. Now let's put the medium into the large. Well, this one's obviously a lot less. Regardless, I was still shocked about the medium, and apparently a similar thing happens with their drink, so follow if you want to see that one next.
Customers aren't the only ones paying more to keep this company running. Ask the people who actually own the restaurants. In 2023, more than 40 former Black franchise owners sued McDonald's and McDonald's USA, claiming they were steered into the least profitable locations, blocked from buying into wealthier neighborhoods, and pressured to sell at a loss to buyers the company preferred. McDonald's calls it a deliberate misrepresentation of the facts. And by 2026, the franchisees who stayed rated their relationship with the company at 1.37 out of 5, the worst score in the 11-year history of the survey. Every case in this video has a docket number, a government agency, or a signed settlement behind it. Harassment in the UK, child labor in Illinois, an outbreak that killed someone, a lawsuit over a machine that was never supposed to stay broken. None of it is a coincidence, and none of it slowed the company down. That's what we do here at Fresh Off the Plane. We go find the paperwork behind the story. If any of this happened to you, tell us in the comments. And if you want to see who gets caught next, hit subscribe.